Previously on Secrets, Crimes, and Audiotape.
How could you?
Listen to me. Your father died 6 months ago.
It was 3 months.
It was 4 months. You're both liars.
Max, I can't. You're my brother.
I'm not your brother. I think your mother hammered that point home.
I can't.
You don't want to.
I really want to.
So what's the problem?
It's epic.
It doesn't have to change anything.
Really?
Really?
From Wondery, this is Secrets, Crimes, and Audiotape. I'm your host, David Reinstrom. What's your secret? My secret is that I have a power crystal where my heart should be. It draws energy from your Facebook likes. Help me, won't you? We continue with our story of dysfunction and cruelty. You've met 3 of the perpetrators in our first episode. Some time has passed since Max and Susanna's rather non-family appropriate frolic, but things have not gone exactly as you might have expected. For one thing, Susanna is married to a man named Andrew, and now we're going to meet Becky Shaw. Poor, unsuspecting Becky Shaw. Here is part 2 of this bitingly funny comedy. So just a quick heads up in case you missed part 1, be advised that the following program contains language not suitable for children or people with sensitive ears. Enjoy.
Hi, it's Susanna. This is my 5th call, and I'm worried. I am worried, and my husband is worried. We're afraid you're dead or injured. No, you know what? I know you're not dead or injured. You're just being you and thinking only of yourself. So fuck you, just fuck you. Fuck you, Mom. Call me.
Okay, there are no flights tonight out of Providence. Cheapest flight out of Boston to Key West is $975 round trip.
900? What the fuck am I supposed to do, Andrew? She's not answering her phone. We know she used her health insurance.
But that could mean nothing. For all you know, she has like a yeast infection.
Ugh, Andrew, that's my mother.
I think if it were serious, Lestor would have called.
No, if it were serious, Lestor would empty her bank account and flee to Mexico.
They've been together almost a year. I think if he was gonna kill her, he'd have done it by now.
That's not how psychopaths work, stupid. They take time to gain your trust. I love that you're not a psychopath. I view this as the biggest accomplishment of my life. I married a man who is not a psychopath.
Well, thank you. But don't call me stupid, and call Lestor.
No, I told you, Andrew, I set a boundary with my mother. She can't just act out and make me reverse myself.
She's not acting out. Something happened to her that required medical attention.
Wait, you do think it's something bad? When does the flight leave?
10 o'clock. How about I call Lestor?
Fuck no. You're my husband. If I make a boundary, it's your boundary too. Andrew, what should I do?
That's up to you. I will support whatever you...
Don't throw the decision back to me when I ask you. Sorry. I'm freaking out. I need you to tell me what to do.
First, you need to drink some wine and chill.
Again, that's not an answer.
Sweetie, I can't be your dad. You're gonna have to participate in the decision.
What's that supposed to
You're
mean?
getting pissy with me because I won't make a decision for you.
No, I'm asking you to take a firm position. Don't be hurt.
I'm not hurt. I know that when you lash out at me, the anger isn't really about me.
It isn't?
No. It's why isn't my dad here when I need him? It's still this really primal rage in you.
Now you're being a writer and trying to make a shit situation seem existential, which also doesn't help me.
Wow.
Andrew, if I was in an accident and my head was bleeding, you would have to make a decision for me.
Fine. Right now, your head's not bleeding. Your head is fine and capable and totally cute. Even when obnoxious words come out of it.
Kiss me. What I said about you being a writer, that wasn't meant to be bitchy. Is this our first emergency as husband and wife?
I think so. Yeah, I think it is. What do you want to do?
Call Max. Max! Shit! What time is it? We should cancel with Max and Becky.
Well, Max is probably on his way. I can cancel Becky, but...
No, if we have Max, we need Becky. He's already resistant to the whole blind date thing. We can't abort the mission.
Well, I thought you said he stopped being resistant.
Let's just introduce them and send them off on their date. I can't be social when I'm this worried.
No, if you're backing out of dinner, we need to cancel with Becky.
Why?
The plan was a double date with me there to, facilitate a supportive...
Oh, no, wait. Why does she need support?
Everyone needs support, and she's sort of delicate.
Oh, fuck you, Andrew. What's wrong with her?
Whoa, you need to stop it. Like, right now.
Stop what?
Come on, Susie, we've been over this. I didn't grow up with people sniping and accusing and
Okay, fine. Tell me the truth about Becky.
She started temping in my office a month ago. I've told you all I know.
How is she delicate?
She's just at a transition point in her life. She's in a kind of melancholic place.
Melancholic! Great! You tell me this now.
Can you stop fixating on my words? Becky is a great catch, and she's available because she's in a transitional life space.
I'd better warn Max.
Don't. I already warned Becky.
About what?
I told her his coarse delivery belies a rich interior life.
You've met Max, what, twice?
Exactly. He's a tough first meet. Second time, I liked him. I could drive you to Florida. Miss work Monday, back on Tuesday.
Take off Monday? Bullshit, you'll take off Monday.
You want to rephrase that?
I love you so much. This is the one and only thing that drives me crazy, that you would just blow off work.
Blow off? It's a medical emergency with my mother-in-law.
You're not working for Jasper and Hermione at the Coffee Collective anymore. This is a real job.
Oh, this is a real job because I wear a suit and it sounds good to your mom and Max. I'm a fucking office manager.
No, it's a real job because you make twice the hourly wage you made at that fucking Coffee Collective.
When your mom fell down the stairs, Jasper and Hermione, who I know you have no respect for, told me to take all the time you need to...
Well, they can do that. They make coffee for a living.
You have class issues.
No. I have a newly sobering view of how much money it takes to get by in America since my dad died.
Okay. I've been thinking about that, and we don't need 2 bedrooms. I like having a room to write in, but we could get by in a 1-bedroom or a studio.
Studio? Andrew, we talked to Max. With your new job and me picking up extra work, we're living within our means.
Right, but I can't get any writing done, and I hate my job.
So you want to move us into a studio so you can serve coffee? Is that where this is going?
Just until I finish my book and you get your degree. It's not...
Oh, this better be my mother. It's Max. Hey, I can't talk. I'm waiting for my mom to call. It's in Andrew's name. Porter?
Before he gets here, I don't want to leave this unfinished.
Let's talk about it with Max.
No, Susie, this is private. Oh. Is that your way of saying you'll live in a studio?
No, that means I love you and fighting is okay. It doesn't change that. Max, are you 90? It's 2 flights of stairs.
I had to muscle past 5 generations of Portuguese people frying fish.
There are landlords. Don't be racist.
It's nice to see you, too. What the hell is wrong?
The usual shit. You want a glass of wine?
Sure, I brought a bottle.
Our wine is not shit, Max.
Don't be hostile. I brought a nice wine because it's your 6-week anniversary. Hello, Andrew. Congratulations.
Hey, Max.
It's 3 months, asshole. That's not a real anniversary. Next week is, though. We can drink on that. Max?
What?
Next week?
I don't know. What is next week?
Come on.
What is it? Flag Day? I don't know.
Her dad's death. It's a year.
Okay, right. You don't celebrate that, though. That's what threw me.
You acknowledge it. You're coming over, right?
What day is it?
Forget it. Andrew and I are going to commemorate it. If you can't even remember the date, I don't want you here.
Commemorate? It's not the fucking bicentennial.
Commemorate is probably the wrong word. It was my idea. When I was in high school, a kid in my class died, and when the anniversary came around, people had a lot of feelings about it. So
I'm sure they did. They were in fucking high school.
Max.
we threw a party. It sounds weird, but it really helped shift us from mourning to, celebrating his life.
Okay, I'll come. Should I make a mixtape or...
If you're going to make fun of it, don't come.
Are you having your period? What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's usually wrong? My mother...
Oh, well, in that case, we should start drinking and change the subject.
You know, Max, this is why you don't have a girlfriend.
Your mother is why I don't have a girlfriend? Actually, there is probably some truth to that.
No, you don't have a girlfriend because you ask me what's wrong. Then when I tell you, you're all, nothing I can do.
Is it all you'd hoped and dreamed of, being married to her?
It's great. How do you like Boston? You getting settled?
Boston is... For 4 months, it's fine.
What is it you're doing?
I'm opening a Boston office for my company.
Oh, yeah? Which part of the city are you
That's a
in?
whole... I'm still sorting the details out. Look, Susie, you and your mother, it's like the Middle East. Bad situation, not gonna change, so why talk about it?
Because it begins with an E and ends with a Y. You can't do it.
Nurture? No, empathy. Right. Women and empathy. Man, this is just like that date I had last week. The dance professor who wanted to talk about the Iraq War.
You can't talk about the Iraq War?
For a few minutes, fine, but there's nothing I can do about it, and there is definitely nothing Annabelle the dance professor can do about it. So...
Wait. You can't really believe there's nothing anyone can do.
Let me clarify. I send a lot of money to people whose job it is to do the right thing.
The Democrats?
No, NAMBLA. Of course the Democrats, stupid.
Wait, so people who don't have money can't exert any impact?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I do my share. I give away 10% of my income to people whose job it is to solve this problem. It's their job. It's not mine. And I don't want my dinner ruined.
So what did you say to her?
She wanted to tell me about this protest at Harvard, some artists emoting against the war bullshit.
You told her it's stupid and pointless?
I did not say it was stupid. I did say it was pointless.
You're a jerk. But you're probably right, Max, but you don't want to say that on the first date.
Wait, did you just agree with me?
Well, it depends on how you said it. I used to go to those protests at Brown, but I started to feel like they weren't really about the war. No one important was watching. We were just assuaging our guilt and getting laid. I feel like do something real or do nothing, you know?
Now, if you say it like that, it's okay.
Which do you do?
What?
About the war. Do you do something real or do you do nothing?
Well, I don't do as much as I should. There's a group at Brown that sends books to the troops.
Oh, those poor troops. The Brown kids are sending them books.
The troops are not illiterate, Max.
No, they're not. But when you live in fear of dirty bombs and torture, you do not want a used, highlighted copy of To the Fucking Lighthouse.
Max. I need you to take like a mellower tone with Becky.
She's delicate.
She's not delicate. Just, Max, it's not like emasculating to open yourself to another person's experience.
I don't know, Andrew. That sounded pretty fucking womanly.
Tell him what to say. Give him actual words.
You could say something like, wow, that's kind of outside my experience, so I would need for you to say more.
Is that... Don't tell me he snared you talking like that.
I love it. It makes me weak.
Hello? Hey! Sorry, it's Porter. Just buzz. Oh, sure. Oh, stay there. I'll meet you. Bye. That's Becky. I'm gonna go get her.
Why don't you just have her buzz?
Well, she was actually calling from the mini mart. She didn't know my last name either.
Why is she at the mini mart?
She doesn't have a cell phone. I'm gonna go get her.
Is my date Amish?
No, you're here. I'm so happy.
I am here. You really do live in Rhode Island.
What's that supposed to mean?
I've got Portuguese fish fry all over me.
My landlords are so sweet. When we moved in, they made us wedding soup.
And you ate it?
Of course. It's not like New York, Max. Landlords don't kill you to end your rent control.
I'm not rent controlled. I own my place. I may buy a building. Did I tell you?
Your building?
No, in Brooklyn. So when you're ready to leave this little Portuguese fishing village, I'll cut you a good deal.
I don't know if Andrew wants to live in New York. Listen, I should have asked you this before, and please don't tell Andrew I didn't. You and that woman are totally done, right?
That woman?
Krista, it's over, right? You're available?
I told you it's over.
I know, it's just... She was around longer than the others, so I wanted to double check.
The others?
Come on, Max. You're a short timer. You get the 3-month itch. That was a really long relationship for you.
It was 3 months. I love that you're incapable of even simple math.
It felt longer.
Well, I don't move as fast as you and Junior.
If you call him Junior to his face, I'll kill you.
A 4-month courtship and a Vegas wedding. That's fast. And he is your junior.
By 4 years. 31, 35, it's nothing.
He's 31? I guess he seems younger because he's so indie rock.
Stop it.
It's not bad. It's just a cultural difference. Hey, when he comes back, $500 says he thinks 401k is a band.
No, don't. That's mean. But speaking of money, don't tell Andrew I asked you this.
Ooh, I'm keeping a lot of secrets here.
Andrew is like not that happy at his job. He wants to take a pay cut and move us to a smaller place.
What's the question?
Could we stay on this apartment if our income was less?
How much less? Don't answer. Look, you can do whatever you want. You can take a $10,000 honeymoon, you can buy a nice car, but when your money's gone, it's gone.
So the answer is no.
It's a judgment call. If you'd married a medical student, I'd say go ahead, live a little, but Andrew, I don't see any guarantee of earning power.
That's not the measure of a man's worth, Max.
You didn't ask me about his worth. You asked me about money.
Sorry. I know it's a judgment call, but your judgment's better than mine. You know?
Oh, I know. Look at a couple cheaper places, come back to me with actual numbers, and I'll tell you what to do.
Thank you.
Hey, everyone. This is Becky. Becky, this is my wife, Susanna. This is Max. Let me take your coat.
Nice to meet you all. Or both.
Wow, you look like a birthday cake.
No, she doesn't. Ignore him. It's nice to meet you, Becky.
I was complimenting her. It wouldn't kill you to wear a dress once a year.
I'm totally overdressed.
No, you're not. Do you drink red wine?
Yes.
You're very... Your face is pink. Have you been drinking this evening?
No, I called a cab too early, so I had to walk around and kill some time. It's really cold.
Well, you should have just come over. We weren't doing anything.
Yeah, we were just fighting. I'm actually not dressed yet. I'm gonna change.
Why were you fighting?
I told you, my mom. Oh, shit! My mom. You totally distracted me. I'm gonna try and call her.
Are you warming up any?
Yes. I guess that was silly of me. It's just, you know how Providence cabs are. Or you don't. You live in New York.
I should have picked you up. I feel like an idiot.
Is something wrong with your car?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have one.
Is that an economic necessity or a life choice?
Life choice?
Are you like a militant environmentalist? Do you oppose cars in theory? Or...
Oh, no, I just don't have any money. I mean, I have some. I have money.
So, Andrew, what's up with Susan? Why is Susie calling her?
Her mother's health insurance company called. My wife and her mother have the same name, Susanna Slater.
Oh, that must get confusing.
It's actually pretty manageable with nicknames. Her mother goes by Susan. Susanna kind of defaults to Susie. If we have a female child, I don't know what's left for her.
There's Suki.
Too Asian.
Actually, Edie Sedgwick, the Warhol model, her sister was Suki. Suki Sedgwick.
Really?
Yes.
Do you know the lineage of all the Warhol models?
So, the insurance people called here. They realized they had the wrong Susanna Slater, and they hung up. And Susan's in Florida with her boyfriend, Lestor.
She's still not picking up, and she's in Florida with Fucko, the rent boy, so God only knows what's become of her.
You called Lestor?
Hell no, I did not call Lestor. It's still early. I think I should fly down there and find out what happened.
Did you call the hotel?
I don't know where they're staying.
So what the fuck are you gonna do when you get there?
Just... find her. Key West can't be that big.
It's big enough. Why haven't you called Lestor?
Oh, what kind of stupid fucking question is that? You know why.
Andrew, why won't she call Lestor?
Oh, Max, fuck off. I made my boundary very clear.
You guys, Becky doesn't know any of these people, so... Maybe we could just stop?
Oh, no, it's okay. Family problems are just... God, I don't even speak to my family.
Really? Why is that?
It's a pretty long story.
You don't speak to them, or they don't speak to you?
It's basically mutual.
Oh, don't look at her like that's so weird. I wish I could do it. So do you.
Yeah, but we'd never actually do it. They're our parents. Andrew, call Lestor.
Susie says we have the same boundaries because we're married.
Wow. It's a good thing I showed up. I have no boundaries at all, Becky. Did they tell you that?
No.
Did you try to talk some sense into her?
I offered to drive her down.
And do what when you get there? What the hell is wrong with you two?
Well, I didn't know she didn't know where
Max,
they were.
Key West is not that big.
Correct. It's a small town with about 900 bed and breakfasts.
Ooh, there's probably only one hospital.
Did you call this one hospital? Of course you didn't. You're both idiots.
Max!
Sit down, drink your wine. It's ringing. Lestor, my man. Max Garrett here. How the hell are you? I'm very well. How are you and Susan? Well, that's great to hear. So, the reason I'm calling is that you're a lying sack of shit. What happened to Susan? So she's okay. Good. Susanna. Oh, fuck Susanna. This is a conversation between men, and I am not a snitch.
Max!
Susie, just don't. Just let him get the whole story.
I'm sorry, Becky. This is completely rude. I just don't know if it's serious or not.
It's no problem. Is Max, like, related to you?
Not exactly. My parents kind of adopted him.
Oh, his parents are dead?
Only his mom. His dad's just useless.
I don't really feel I'm making a good impression.
You're doing great.
Please, I'm the one making a bad impression. If you're not at your best, it's only because I am not at mine.
So you agree I'm not at my best?
No! I'm just apologizing for letting my problems dominate the room. See, my parents would never let that happen.
Southern gentility.
No, it's not that.
Yeah, my mom's from the South, and she's not gentle at all.
Remember in Greek mythology, the gods judge you by how well you treat the strangers who come to your door. What is that called?
The guest host code?
It's got a Greek name, too.
I didn't really read those myths, I don't think. Do a lot of strangers come to the door?
Yeah, they're always burning and pillaging each other, so everyone is homeless and hungry at some point. Do you want some more wine, Becky?
A little, thanks. Is there anything I should do or not do as far as Max?
Just be yourself.
In as much as you can, don't show him any weakness.
No, Susie, that is not helpful.
Do I seem weak so far?
No. All I'm saying is, first date. Everybody's nervous. We all have a thing we fall back on when we're nervous, flirting or bragging or whatever. His thing is bullying. Just try not to give him an opening.
Okay, I really don't like to admit that I'm wrong, but my God, is he a loser.
See?
They were in the pool at the hotel, and your mom forgot her cane up in the room.
Because Lestor makes her self-destructive.
Oh, shut the fuck up. That's what your psychology program is teaching you?
She forgot her cane and she fell. Is it bad?
No, she tripped, her knees are bruised, the hotel overreacted. She is not self-destructive, Susanna.
Susie's mom has MS, multiple
Andrew, give the girl some credit. She knows what MS is.
Well, I don't know a lot. I know Jerry Lewis does that telethon.
That's muscular dystrophy.
Oh my God, I know that. I don't know why I just said that.
Refusing to use her cane is self-destructive.
MS is multiple
No,
sclerosis.
I know that. I just... nerves.
Yeah.
You nervous?
A little.
If my mom's fine, what did she have to go in the other room for?
Because sometimes in a crisis, you learn things about people that you didn't know.
What did we learn?
Lester's credit cards are all maxed out. He can't use them.
He's a huge loser. That's not a surprise.
Well, it surprised your mother. She gave him money to pay off his credit cards, and he spent it on something else.
What? Drugs?
No, some kind of editing equipment for his film.
You fucked up, Max.
No, I didn't. Your mother called me. She wanted $5,000 sent to Lester's credit card company. I said, great, fine. Then I sent the money to Lestor. You see what I did there?
Yes, you fucked up.
No, stupid. I protected you. You should be down on your knees thanking
How is
me.
putting thousands of dollars in Lester's hands protecting me?
Anyone?
You set him up to fail. Instead of paying his creditors, you paid him. You tested him knowing he would fail.
Very good, Becky. So now he has to beg your mother's forgiveness. That little movie he wants to make. I just put that baby in turnaround.
You're a genius. I'm so sorry.
Oh, rest assured, I will do whatever it takes to protect you.
I know. I shouldn't doubt you.
So if Susan's okay, maybe we can kind of start the night over.
Yes. Let's do that. Let's start over.
Starting over. Great. So, Becky, what are you doing in Providence? Did you go to Brown?
I actually did go to Brown. Briefly, but I dropped out.
So that makes you smart but lazy.
Max?
No, it's okay. I got into Brown because I lived in Rhode Island.
That's so not true. You're super smart. You were not a regional quota filler.
So you're actually from here? Congratulations on losing the accent.
We moved here when I was 11. I was born in North Carolina, actually.
Well, my congratulations holds. That's a pretty fucking awful accent, too.
Right, thanks.
Wait. Tell that story.
What story?
The bubbler.
Andrew's heard it.
Yeah, I have.
Becky hasn't. You gotta hear this.
Okay, so I work with a lot of kids at the clinic. I'm a grad student in psychology, and we do these intake interviews.
I hate how women tell stories. Susie's interviewing a kid, and the kid says...
Where's the blah, blah? And I'm like, I'm reading all these amazing cases where the therapist was like Sherlock Holmes cracking the code and saving the day.
Mother of fucking God, get to the point. Where's the bubbler?
So I write it down to analyze later, and then she yells, where's the fucking bubbler? And I hear a thud, the secretary's chair hitting the wall. I poke my head out the door, and the secretary says,
Give us some water.
Water. Bubbla is bubbler, which is Rhode Islandese for water fountain.
So did you give her some water?
Yes. I gave her some and she threw it at me. And then I started to get it.
Please don't tell me you drew some fancy conclusion from a kid throwing water.
It wasn't fancy, but
But it gave you this amazing clue. You could see that
Amazing clue.
Jesus, Max, just let Becky talk.
it just seems like she got angry because she wasn't being heard. She didn't ask for water. She asked you where the bubbler was. You weren't listening to her.
Well,
That is such horse shit.
It's not horseshit. The kids at that clinic have some pretty serious problems.
I never said they didn't, Andrew.
Not that the story isn't amusing out of context. I get that.
We should drop it anyway. Max has a personal bias against psychotherapy.
It can't be personal. I've never been in therapy.
I know. Say that a little louder in case Becky missed it.
Becky, I have never been in therapy.
I have.
And did it cure you of whatever problem brought you there?
I went a few times for a few different issues.
Okay, so to recap, you dropped out of college, you're not on speaking terms with your family, and you have no money. It sounds to me like the therapy didn't work.
Max?
How do you know? You didn't see me before I went.
Ooh, she told you.
She definitely did. Tell me, anything else you want to reveal here? STDs, felony convictions?
I just have mistakes. Family stuff. Don't we all have that? Don't you?
No, I've led a wholly unblemished and exemplary life. I will, however, own up to being hungry.
Hungry. Yeah, I feel that too. Do you know what you're hungry for?
Tonight, I'm thinking lasagna. Can we get out of here?
Don't kill me.
Oh, no.
I want to talk to my mom.
Susan is fine.
I want to call and provoke her. If she fights with me, then I'll know she's okay. Give me a pass tonight. Andrew can go.
You know what? The vibe I'm feeling is maybe you two go have a nice dinner. Susie and I'll veg out here. Is that too weird and awkward?
No, it's fine. If it's okay with Max, I mean.
Yeah, we don't need you two to have fun. Fuck you two. We're out of here.
Have fun. Be safe.
You know where you're going?
I have no idea, but my date lives here, right? She knows restaurants.
I do. I mean, I don't really eat out ever, but...
Of course you don't. Kidding. Susie, did you put any thought at all into this evening, or is there a Zagat's New England you can throw at me on my way out?
I know. I'm sorry. Andrew, give him that Federal Hill map.
I don't need a map. I need a recommendation.
No, this is a map with recommendations. It comes in your Brown orientation materials. That's a really good idea. Why don't I show you, Max?
So, what happened to her? The girl.
The girl?
The bubbler girl.
Oh, right. I don't know. I only saw her that one time.
Why?
I think she was in an eval. We do a lot of evaluations for the public school system.
Oh, that must be very hard.
Which part? It's all hard.
Seeing each other only once. For me, that would be very hard.
Just have fun, you know?
Fun? Andrew here has given me a list of restaurants so exceptional that one must book in advance for commencement and campus dance.
That just means they're expensive.
I circled the ones that aren't, like, weird and fussy.
Andrew's incredibly nervous. Tell him you're okay and you're gonna have fun.
I'm okay, and I'm going to have fun.
Here is just a taste from the next episode of Becky Shaw.
Something happened on my date with Max.
Yeah?
We were robbed. We were robbed with a gun. Max and I haven't spoken since that night. He's the only person who knows what I'm feeling, and he won't return my calls.
Maybe he lost his cell phone. He hasn't called Susie either.
I find out secondhand from Andrew that you were held up at gunpoint. Why didn't you call me?
Are you the police? Are you in a position to get my camera back?
Forget responsibility. How about kindness?
Why me? Where are her fucking friends?
She wants to talk to you because you were there.
Well, that I don't believe.
What do you think the reason is?
She wants a relationship with me.
Oh boy, I am really wondering where this is going. I did warn you, didn't I? So I'm in a competition with a couple of other Wondery hosts right now. I would really appreciate it if you would head to wondery.com/survey. We're trying to get a read on our listenership. We want to see what people are about, what you're interested in. And so help me win, please. And I will be forever in your debt. Head to wondery.com/survey. I recently had a conversation with the playwright, Gina Gianfrido. Hear a bit of that enlightening conversation. So I feel like Max's critique in this part of the play, of protest movements, could be coming out of a similar asshole's mouth today. Nobody can do anything about the war, so why bother protesting?
Right.
I would like to know your reading of whether or not Max actually cares about the war, and if he is being just so avoidant and unemotional he does not know how to process those feelings, or if he just could not care less.
I don't think it's a question of caring or not caring. I think it's, again, him being super pragmatic and expressing a belief that someone, in Andrew's position is not going to change anything. So it's a waste of his time to, to expend energy that way. And I think it's a question I wrestle with a little bit myself. So, whether there is value in protests that are not really seen as, an anti-war protest on the campus at Brown, he's not wrong. It's not something that's seen by the powers that are deciding things. So does that protest have purpose and value or not? I mean, it is something that I wrestle with a little bit. My daughter goes to a private school where the older kids do some protesting, and I have to say I wrestle with, is it time well spent, because it's not really visible to anyone in a decision-making capacity. I'm a little bit like Max in that regard.
In an interview you did with folks from the Wilma Theater in Philadelphia, you talked about connecting Mira Nair's adaptation of Vanity Fair to Becky Shaw, which I saw in theaters. What can you tell me about that social climber heroine, Becky Sharp, from Vanity Fair, and how does her trajectory line up with Becky Shaw from your own play?
I was interested in the way in which that Becky Sharp character is very is very open about her agenda to marry into a higher class. And I find, in the novels of that period, it's something that everyone is very open about, and I was sort of intrigued by the idea that it's something that we find kind of unspeakable. And at one time it was just openly discussed. And I think what the Myron Nair quote that I was sort of fixated on was her observation that it was difficult to do Vanity Fair for Americans because they are so locked down and in denial about their class issues.
What is Max so afraid of when it comes to dating a woman that's poorer than he is? Does he feel like it would be a step down socially for him? That he's transcended his original class?
Oh, I actually don't think that matters to him. Okay. My own feeling is that he wants Susanna, and he's got a very deep wound that Susanna doesn't want him that way. So I tend to think any woman that she introduced him to was not going to be good enough. Any woman who walked through that door was going to would represent what Susanna thinks he's worth, and his deep fear is that she thinks he's not worth very much. So I think he really seizes on all the aspects of Becky that that he can attack, that he can say, she's not good enough, how can you think this about me? But I think that he really was going to do that, dressing down on whatever woman Susanna.
Becky could have been anyone.
I think so. And
Okay.
but as it turns out, she's a very vulnerable, troubled person. So she gives him a lot of easy material.
What underlies Susanna's decision to set Max up with Becky in the first place?
I think she has, unresolved feelings for Max, and she has this marriage that she wants really badly to work. So I think, in her mind, if she could get Max coupled off, it would close that door.
I see. But it won't really, will it?
No, it really won't. But that's the fantasy that, you can fix him up, and then, we'll both be coupled and the feelings won't be an issue anymore.
Let us know how you feel about this ungodly group. Send us an email at secrets@wondery.com, tweet at us, or leave a message on Facebook. If you're posting on social media, use the hashtag Becky Shaw so we can find you more easily. Ask a good question, and I'll answer it on the show. Becky Shaw is written by Gina Gianfrido. Episode 2 stars Emily Burgle as Susanna, Max Letcher as Andrew, Mandy Siegfried as Becky, and Josh Stamberg as Max. It is directed by Bart DiLorenzo. Sound effects artist, Eddie Mills. Music supervisor, Scott Willis. Stage manager, Amanda Allen. Associate producers, Christina Montano and Kathy Reinking. Post-production coordinator, Ron Lipkin. Radio producer, Mike Weiskopf. Sound designer, recording and mixing engineer, Mark Holden for the Invisible Studios, West Hollywood. The producing director of LA Theater Works is Susan Lowenberg. Thank you for listening to Secrets, Crimes, and Audiotape. The theme song for our series was composed by Mark Hadley. Our editor is Sergio Enriquez. Our executive producers are Jeffrey Glazer and Hernan Lopez for Wondery. Until next time, I'm your host, David Reinstrom. What's your secret?